Alright, so today's project, we are changing the Serpentine belt out on an 18 JL with the 3.6. It's buried. We got to take a lot of stuff off. This isn't going to be a quickie. But the belt's actually on the front side. Alright, to get in here, I've taken out, got to take out the whole air intake section. I had to drop this down on one bolt. I need to find out what that is. If you know what it is, leave me a comment. I believe it to be something, well, I don't know. I need to look that up. Leave me a comment. You might be able to snake your hand down to get to this belt that's right there. So now I'm going to pull off the alternator, at least get it down to one bolt, because that's a little hydraulic tensioner. You just can't, you got to ease into it. See what we can do to get this thing changed out. All right, so you're going to have to take your alternator, if not out, loose, because you're going to have to take this bracket out right here, because it's hard to see, but the belt loops over one of the mounts, and you got to get the belt up over that. All right, so make sure you soak your bolts down for your alternator. So you got one here and you got one on the other side as well. Spray those down with some PB Blaster. It'll help when you try to back these bolts out. All right, now when you take the bolts out of this bracket, the one down here, I think it's a 13, but this one's like a 16. No one has a 16, but it converts out real well. Just use a 5/8. I almost rounded this one off. The belt goes up over this. So in order to get the belt over it, you gotta get out of the way. So it's also a good time to go ahead and inspect your idler pulleys too. All right, so after about 100,000 miles, you know, we really don't have any cracks in this belt. And there's a pretty big crack right across there. So hopefully. All right, so went up to friends O'Reilly's. They got us a new one. Now it appears they make 2 or 3 of them for an 18 JL. And every now and then I'll ask for parts for a 19, and it was another belt. So hopefully it fits, but you know, there's the part number. Let's get this thing back together. And since you got it all apart, clean out your box too. For this one to be replaced, this pulley comes out as part of it. So I got the alternator zip tied up. This zip tied up out of the way too. Now just about everything I pulled out was golding up. So you know what I'm gonna say, put some anti-seize on it. And put just a little pressure on it, and slowly it'll start moving backwards. Now you can actually see the tensioner better under it. That's your tensioner. It's not like a typical tensioner that's hydraulic. It's not gonna just go all of a sudden. And then just get your belts all back on. And it's easiest with this belt over here on the side. Let that be the one you take on and off while you're pressing on it. So I wasn't talking to the Jeep Talk Show the other day in a roundtable about snorkels. You put a snorkel on, make sure you plug these holes up. Otherwise, you're not really doing much, because you're going to be sucking water in, if you're using it for water or air, out of the bottom of the box. All right, so that was changed in the Serpentine belt on a 2018 JLU 3.6 liter. And we use this Gates belt. I'll put that in the descriptions also. And typically when I order parts for that thing, I would order a 2019 parts, but apparently a 2019, it is a little different belt. And for the 2018, it was a couple different lengths as well. And I order 2019 parts because I get JK parts all the time because they built both vehicles in 2018. So I walked away with enough JK parts. That's why I do that. But it's a job but just about anybody can do with a little patience. It's going to take you some time. They didn't help you there. Just make sure you mark everything. Lube those back bolts that I was showing you for the alternator. When you take it off, it'll help in the long run, because I almost rounded off the heads on mine. I'll leave everything in the descriptions. Do a little vehicle maintenance. Mine almost has 120,000 miles on it. I think they call out 100,000 miles for these belts. So do your maintenance, do your wheeling, and I'll see you here for places to take your vehicle after you do your maintenance.